Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for joining us. This is going to be the third part of the China, Philippines, West Philippine Sea, South China Sea debacle. And I call it a debacle for many reasons, but I think that in order for us to show you just how it's going to impact you, whether you live here, whether you live somewhere else, how devastating this could be to your pocketbook and to your life when you consider something here. All right. We need to make sure you understand it. And we need to make sure that you keep abreast of it. And that means letting your media companies know that this is a topic that should be covered. I'll explain that as well. But let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
All right. The first, you know what? I got a couple of different things that I need to put out here. Okay. Number one, I have nothing against the Chinese people. I have, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think that they struggle just like everybody else. However, that being said, I have a lot that I don't like about the Chinese government. In fact, Xi Jinping, you can kiss my ass. All right. That's what I think about him. Number two, these are our opinions based on some history and on current events. Number three, hey, if you appreciate our channel, if you appreciate the effort that we put forward, please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up so that we can get this out to everybody else. Now let's get going because I don't want to hold everybody up. We talked previously about the parcel islands and about countries having territorial water and economic EEZ, all right, the zone. So you've got, and I forgive me, I made a mistake. I didn't make a mistake. I made an assumption. I assumed that everybody knew that when I was talking about miles over water, I was talking about nautical miles. It's 200 nautical miles is your country's EEZ. All right. It's 230 nautical miles. The parcel islands don't fall in that category. Okay. It's not a part of the Philippines. But Spratly Islands, Scarborough Shoal, and many other places that the Chinese have now built their own islands fall directly within the Philippines EEZ. And quite frankly, that's breaking international law, a law that China actually is a signatory to. The Philippines took them to The Hague, to the International Court. They were found in violation, and basically the Chinese said, kiss my ass. So, you know what? Kiss my ass, Xi Jinping. Now, why is all of this important? Well, I know that some of you have said it doesn't really make a choke point. Well, it does. And if you understand anything about logistics, it absolutely does. All right. The Chinese military has a very, very strong air wing. Okay. But not over distance. Nobody does over distance except a few countries. The countries that can continuously keep tankers in the air. Now, what China doesn't want, the worst thing China wants, is to send tankers out to refuel jets to keep a strong military presence up in the air when they have to come all the way from mainland China, which is why these bases that they're building, these artificial islands in the Spratlys, all right, that's why they put these runways in them. They want to be able to supply those installations with fuel. They want to then be able to keep these tankers up and there. And quite frankly, it'd be a very, very formidable problem if they were able to keep the new Chinese 6th generation jets up in the air. However, I don't think the U.S. is going to let them do it. And I know that there's going to be friction. I know it's going to continue to be friction. And the friction isn't just to stop that. The friction exists because of the geographic choke points. 35 to 40% of the world's trade, not the Philippines trade, not China's trade, all right, although a large percentage of China's trade, but the world trade passes through the West Philippine Sea and the South China Sea. If they control who is permitted in there, they control, quite frankly, the livelihood of Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, all right? And the list goes on, all right? Now, this, the world is not going to stand for. Already the Japanese, the Australians, the South Koreans, all right, Americans, I don't know who else. Can't think of it offhand. There's somebody else. Can't remember. Have already said, hey, freedom of navigation is important. It's very important. And it's critical to Australia as well. All right? Think about it. The United States is the world's largest importer of goods. If you can't take the most direct route, then the cost of those goods in the U.S. doubles, if not triples. Even the stuff coming out of India, there's a clear path going from east to west, all right, or west to east, depending on what side of the world you're on. But from India to the U.S., there's another route. Absolutely. And from India to Australia, there's another route. Absolutely. Okay? But if you can't use the West Philippine Sea, if you can't use the South China Sea, guess what? You have to go the long way. It is literally 3 to 4 times longer, which means the cost of those goods just escalates. And that's what China wants. China wants to be able to threaten all of these countries, either deal with us, all right, either abide by what we say, either do what we want you to do, or we could effectively shut you down. That's what's at stake here. All right. And you got to get it. China doesn't want a physical war. No country wants physical war. You know, I've seen people in the comments, for instance, oh, you know what? Their bases are sinking and they're falling apart. Yeah, I've seen those videos. There's not a shed of proof. There is nothing other than rumor, some photos that may or may not be real. I mean, come on. You have no idea what the ongoing maintenance, lack of maintenance, poor construction, whatever is with those bases. Now, I will grant you this. I will tell you this. All right? China's entire economy is fucked. They are having huge problems. Huge problems. Their Belt and Road Initiative, the countries that they loaned money to, they're not paying them back. They've got their housing debacle with Evergreen or Ever whatever it is. Housing and everything else is so big. Their housing bubble that popped is so big. China can't even step in as a government and save it. They've said, you guys are fucked. All right. And without having more money to develop, those companies are going to go out of business. And several of them are already. My point with all of this is in order for them to maintain what they want to be as a superpower. Okay. And we can talk about, well, China's got this big Navy, big whoop. They have, I think, 2 aircraft carriers or 1. I can't remember which. Okay. Now they have a much larger group of others, but you know something? They don't have the technology when it comes to submarine warfare. They're not going to pick a fighting war. They want an economic war. And they want an economic war because they can make their people suffer. They are really no worse or no better than North Korea in certain instances. They can make their people suffer. They already are. You can go online and you can watch video after video after video of the lack of jobs, the college graduates that have given up even trying to find a job, building and construction falling apart, all of those things. They don't want a physical war. What they want is an economic war that they can win. And letting them expand in the South China Sea is going to give them that. It's up to other people to help the Philippines, and it's up to the Philippines to ask for that help. And I can tell you, I think they will. I think they already have, and I think they recognize that they will be a Chinese colony unless somebody steps in. So I want to know your thoughts about this. I want you to let me know how you feel. I know, we got a lot of people, negative comments, positive comments, things like that. But in the comments below, and then hit that subscribe and that thumbs up. That thumbs up needs to help push this video out. Otherwise, if you haven't watched the previous 2 videos on China, please do. And then finally, we hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.